This is Law for Community Workers, podcasts for community and health workers. Hard Conversations is a series of 6 episodes about elder abuse. The series was originally recorded several years ago and we have refreshed it because unfortunately elder abuse has not gone away and remains an important topic to address. The people who have participated in this series have generously shared their understanding of elder abuse, how they think about it in their communities, and ideas about how we can address it together. Jenelyn Terkildsen, who you will hear in this episode, is no longer in the role she had when this podcast was recorded, but the issues she talks about remain important. Jenelyn has a wealth of knowledge and experience in service delivery for older people in culturally diverse communities.
And before you will go into those people, you really need a bridge. You really need a bridge to connect the other end, because trust is very important. Once they trust you, they listen to you. But if you will just say, okay, I am blah, 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 and I'm working with blah, blah, they're not going to listen to you. If we want to deliver and do this campaign to reduce elder abuse, we really need to work with other organizations.
My name is Jessica Sullivan and I work in the Community Legal Education branch at Legal Aid New South Wales. Today we'll be speaking about elder abuse, which is a sensitive and sometimes confronting topic. We want this to be a safe space for listeners, so if you need support at any time, there are services that can help, and you can find their contact details in the notes below. Also, if you suspect elder abuse may be occurring to someone in your life, then please speak up. If you're on the Central Coast, you can call the Legal Aid New South Wales Elder Abuse Service directly on 024324 5611. And for anywhere else across Australia, please call the National Elder Abuse Helpline, which is 1800 353 374, and they will transfer you to the closest elder abuse service. These episodes were recorded and made on both Darkinjung and Gadigal land. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of these lands and pay our respects to their elders, past and present. We acknowledge that this is Aboriginal land, always was, always will be. So today we have Jenelyn Terkildsen speaking about her work, experiences and thoughts on elder abuse within CALD communities. So hi, can you just introduce yourself and give us a rundown of the work that you do?
Okay, so my name is Jenelyn Terkildsen and my role is to deliver culturally appropriate services and community education and awareness to seniors to access support and services.
So what is your understanding of elder abuse in CALD communities?
They are isolated, less interaction with people and community, and they lost, obviously, their confidence and very low self-esteem. So they don't speak up. And cultural thing as well, that it's an assumption that it's not an abuse. They are my children because we know that the statistic is family members. And well, the family with the power of attorney, enduring power of attorney, and the most tricky one is the enduring guardian. When we know that enduring guardian, they can decide where the older person lives. And per my experience, I experienced that this elderly, this seniors, she was put in the nursing home without even knowing that that's already the nursing home, because she was promised by her son that I have a place for you to live. And this is a very nice place. But yeah, because of that enduring guardian, I should say. So those are the kind of experience that it's really an elder abuse, as we know.
Why do you think that children make the choice to stop respecting their elders, their parents, and as you say, as we know, elder abuse is most often done by children or family members. What do you think causes that respect to disappear? That, as you say, is usually so important in many of these CALD communities. Why do you think that respect is no longer there?
That the respect is no longer there, that they can just put elderly anytime to the nursing home or just sell their house? Well, that is because they are in a hurry to get their inheritance. And as we know, that lifestyle these days is very challenging, it's very competitive. And the family is just like, they want to do this, they want to achieve that. without even working with it. Why would I work hard when my parents got a fortune? So let's sell the house. Let's put mom to the nursing home, or let's get mom, money from the bank, or mom, can you lend me some money? Something like that. So that's financial abuse, So I think that's the kind of thing, because they are in a hurry to get there.
And why do you think the older people, as you said, don't view it as abuse?
Because that's cultural. So when you are brought up with that kind of belief, it's about helping. It's a cultural thing that you help your children without even thinking that that's a debt, that they owe you money, and it doesn't matter. You help until up to the last of your penny. So it doesn't matter. That's not an elder abuse, because they are my children. Who gonna inherit that anyway? To whom I'm gonna give my fortune anyway? But yes, that will happen, in the future, but it's not going to be very, very soon, because they ended up living with nowhere to live.
Why do you think it's important for us to be having this conversation? Why do you think elder abuse needs to be spoken about in all communities?
It is very, very important. Why it is very important? Because, there is a Charter of Aged Care Rights. It is very clear that seniors must live without abuse and neglect. And we need our seniors to know that this is your rights. And if we don't talk about this, how can the seniors live without abuse and neglect? And how can they enjoy positive aging and have a very nice journey towards aging? So we need to talk about it.
I mean, that this podcast is one attempt, I guess, at trying to open up that conversation and have workers be more aware of it and have those conversations with their families and communities and friends and neighbours and everything. But how do you think we can in the future go towards this being something that is spoken about more freely and addressed more freely?
Okay. So this podcast, you can disseminate information, you can inform the community. This is community education, community awareness, that when people hear about this, when workers hear about this, when service providers hear about this, that can be the first step. That, all right, there is help out there. This is my rights. And this is not right. This is Australia. And we need to be respected as seniors. We need to be respected. We have all these rights, and we need to enjoy life. So I think this is this is a springboard, I should say, to disseminate information.
Having that conversation in the first place is something that's really difficult. If you suspect something, obviously try and address it. But do you have any tips or recommendations or just words of advice, I guess, of how to address that if you suspect something is going on?
So number one is that when they suspect that there is an elder abuse, for sure they have to know what is elder abuse, definitely, the definition of elder abuse. And when they know that, and then they can say, oh, this is an elder abuse, they need to, to inform their supervisor. They need to revisit their organization policy about elder abuse. And that's the way how, they can equip themselves, or as helps or service provider should look for a training that will help the workers to be equipped when it comes to elder abuse recognition. And it's not about just recognizing, but it's about like, what's your action? You recognize and you don't have an action, so nothing happened. So recognize, and after recognizing it, then these workers, they can just now put it into action, what they're going to do next. Yep. So that's the kind of thing. And then we have also the culturally and linguistically diverse action plan that we need to incorporate, that we need to remind and inform the service provider and staff that we are governed. When we work with the seniors, it is clearly stipulated there that we really need to deliver the service which is culturally appropriate.
Do you have any kind of case studies or examples of elder abuse that you've come across that you think really changed something for you, or changed your perspective, or made you see something different? Or
yes, I think there are so many. That's why my brain is just like, yes, it's plenty, because it's changed. Because when you talk about elder abuse, the word elder abuse in some culture, it's offensive. Because why are you thinking that my children are abusing me? Do you think that I didn't mold them, or my upbringing is not right? Yeah. So who are you to tell me that? I'm a good mother. We are good parents. And now here comes you are. I don't even know you, and you are talking about that some of these perpetrators are my families and my children. So that is a big challenge. Like, okay, hang on a minute. Let's sit back and relax and think about this. How are we going to do the approach? So it changes, because first thing when I had the training, it's elder abuse. And then we change it. We talk about it as a network and as a group. And then let's change the word. Everybody deserves respect. So when I go in contact with people, or if they come here to ask help, or when I deliver culture, elder abuse awareness, do you think that everybody deserves respect? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we agree with that. In what way, especially in your family? How do you want it to happen? If you say that everybody deserves respect, including you. So in what way? Oh, we need this. We want our children to be this. So it's not about you dictating it. And then later on said, yes, you're right. You are right what you're saying, because according to this, so you introduce your academic knowledge and back up that, yes, according to this, you're right. But if you will say that according to these academic scholars, or according to the World Health Organization, that abuse is when trust is being crossed, and you can't, in some culture, they are very open to it and they want to listen, but some culture now, because I am a good mother, and in my culture, I have to make it sure that my children upbringing is right. If we want to help the community out there, we're gonna do our research first. We need to do our assignment. What kind of cultural background these people has? But even if you're saying that, okay, you identify the cultural background. Let's say, for example, this is a Filipino speaking community, but you can't stereotype them, because there are influences already that change already dramatically, that they change as the time goes by. But then you have to do your research. All right, so my research is really correct? Okay, so do another research again before you join the group. And then after that, then yes, you can deliver the goodies, because it's just like delivering Vegemite, Why would you deliver Vegemite to a Filipino group when this Filipino group is not really eating Vegemite? But do not stereotype them, because there are Filipino that eats Vegemite already, because they've been in Australia for a long, long time. Do our research and assign homework that, all right, do you eat Vegemite? Have you tried Vegemite before? No, yes. Oh, that's the thing. So you can start now. But we can't just do the assumption that all Filipino are not eating Vegemite.
Yeah, that's a great metaphor. I think that's brilliant.
Doing analogy here, Vegemite, because my husband introduced me to Vegemite, or gave me a Vegemite when he came to the Philippines. Yeah, what's that? But when I came to Australia, right, give it a little bit of smear, just yum. Later on, it becomes yum.
And but that goes on from your metaphor as well. Like if you just dump a whole bucket of Vegemite in front of someone and say, here, eat this. But if you slowly encourage, like it's the same thing. If we just slowly start to speak about these things to people, if we slowly start putting those ideas in their minds, like everyone deserves respect, instead of, are you being abused, which is like dumping it in front of them. But if you say, do you think you deserve respect? It's like food for thought. And they go, oh, okay. And they start to think, and then you check in with them and you come back, and slowly, I guess this is how we try and make
and then
that
they
change.
Will accept that. So give them the chance to ponder. Just give them like a little bit of sign, like everybody deserves respect. And then they're going to ponder that. They're going to think, yeah. And then you come back and then say, in what way that you think that you can be respected? How do you want your children, will treat you? Oh, I want this, I want that. Because you're not going to be the expert. They are the expert. And you're not going to be the captain of the boat. They are the captain of the boat. And we as a worker, we are only the passengers. They're the captain. So if we will let them be the captain of the boat, And we will just enjoy so we can have a smooth sailing of our ship.
Yeah,
So
we can
that's
give
why-
them the ideas, we can provide them the support when they want it and ask for it, but we can't force and we can't demand.
No.
Very true.
Yeah, and it's just like when we deliver the inform them that there is my aged care, there is help out there, and you can just say to them that, look, this is the kind of help. This is Australia. Australia got a lot of resources. You're bringing the plate and said, pick which one do you need. You bring the tray with it. You want this? You want that? Do you think you want this? And if you said no, I don't want that. All right, at least you know that it's there. Or do you want to take this information, put it in your drawer, and then when the time comes that you need it, open your drawer and you got it. So how's that? Because if you put all this information about elder abuse, that's a lot. Well, there is a bag of information, and then when you get time, slowly get them, and then just put in your drawer anytime you will need it. So yes, that's the way, because that's based on my experience.
Yeah, and it's the people that we don't see that we need to kind of speak to, like people who are already engaging in services and engaged in their community or have a worker. Those are the people who we're already able to access, but we have to think about how to talk to and communicate with those people that are at home who may be, really isolated. How are we trying to tell them that there are services for them? How are they, tell them about their rights? That's our next challenge, I think.
Yeah, and before you will go into those people, you really need a bridge. You really need a bridge to connect the other end, because trust is very important. Once they trust you, they listen to you. But if you will just say, okay, I am blah, 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 and I'm working with blah, blah, they're not going to listen to you. If we want to deliver and do this campaign to reduce elder abuse, we really need to work with other organizations. We can't do it alone by ourselves. And thinking that we are the expert, we are not, because no man is an island. We can't. So no man is an island. So we need to work in collaboration with other organizations, get them involved, because these organizations, they have already groups of seniors. So once you work with them, and then you will visit them every now and then, you join with their projects and dance with them, sing with them. When you deliver that kind of program, it is very easy because they trust you. Not with just visiting that organization once because you are bringing something for them. No, it doesn't work that way. So we really need to help each other and work hand in hand. So I think that's it. And I'm very passionate when it comes to elder abuse, awareness and, campaign. And so I'm very passionate with that. Yeah, and we just work with each other and help, hand in hand, and we can make it. We can help seniors out there who really needs help.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
There are a lot of voices and opinions to be heard throughout these episodes. We would like to thank everyone who participated and shared their opinions and expertise with us. And as always, if you or someone you know is experiencing or at risk of elder abuse, then please speak up. If you're on the Central Coast, contact the Elder Abuse Service on 4324 5611. And for all other areas across Australia, you can call the National Elder Abuse Helpline on 1800 353 374 and you'll be directed to your closest service. So until next time, thanks from all of us at the Community Legal Education Branch and Elder Abuse Service from Legal Aid New South Wales.